Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever, and Merry Christmas. Welcome back to the ROKER RAPPORT podcast, where we have a special Christmas quiz themed episode with two contesting teams battling it out for nothing but the personal pride of winning the ROKER RAPPORT annual Christmas quiz. We have two lads who were going to be representing ROKER RAPPORT on the home side, and we have two contestants on the visiting team. First of all, we have Jonny and Ant, Johnny Goldsmith and Ant Waterston from ROKER RAPPORT. How are we doing, lads?
We're good.
Spot on.
Yeah.
You feel like you're in a very quizzical mood?
Always.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Always. Johnny has never not been in a quizzical mood. Johnny was born ready for a Christmas quiz. That's just the kind of bloke he is. What about you, Ant?
Yeah, I've been researching, random facts which have got nothing to do with this quiz, but,
When you say random facts, this isn't entirely... I mean, we're still obviously a Sunderland podcast, so we'll be football themed. Ant, I hope you've not been wasting your time.
No, I've been completely wasting my time.
Yeah, but on the plus side, you might now have an abundance of random trivia for future quizzes that aren't this one.
Exactly, I'll be on Millionaire next week.
Hey, well, if it helps, it helps. Life has a funny way of working out. And we also have on the visiting team, we have Phil Smith from the Echo, and we have Lauren from Sun FM. How are we doing, guys?
Good.
Yeah, not bad.
Are we also ready for a quiz?
I'm very bad at quizzes, so absolutely yes.
Brilliant. Well, that's starts me to go on, Lawrence. What about you, Phil?
I also hate quizzes, so I think this is very much going to be the away team setting up 10 men behind the ball. We're going to be playing for the draw, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
funnily enough, Phil, that does tend to work against Sunderland. So if we're to consider ROKER RAPPORT as the home team and therefore being Sunderland, then you have a very good chance.
Yeah, we're here to... It's our cup final at the stadium, so we're here to defend committedly and see if we can get away with the point.
Your 700 fans have turned up in their droves to make loads of funny, relevant chants, and you're going to frustrate and then get them on the counter. That's what you're going to hope for.
That's the game plan.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah, so anyway, before we get into the quiz itself, we'll have a little rundown of the rules and how it's going to go. We're going to have 25 questions, all to do with Sunderland in the last decade. So each of these questions will be do with Sunderland trivia from 2010 to the current day in the League One diaries. After each question, I will let the teams know what the right answer was, and at the end, because it will be might be quite awkward to make everyone just keep track of their own points, I will announce the winners. But feel free as well to play along at home. I mean, obviously, this isn't like a live phone-in podcast, so it's quite a redundant thing to say. But by all means, just sit there in the car and, in your head, maybe wonder what they are. And if you're right, then that's great. One last thing we need them before we start: team names. ROKER RAPPORT. Johnny and Ant. Have you got a team name? If there's long awkward silence now, Sean can cut it out. Don't worry. But
team name.
I was going to go for the Donald Love Appreciation Society.
Donald Love Appreciation. Okay, I'm going to write that down while you say it.
Donald Love Appreciation. Yes.
We've got the Donald Love Appreciation Society and the visitors. Have we got a name?
I'm looking at you.
Start as you mean to go on. Anything goes.
Anything will go.
Good shout there from the home side was just to pick a randomly obscure Sunderland player and make a society around them.
Thought of the worst one in the last 10 years.
That was your worst one. Crikey.
I'd say Josie Altidore beats Donald Love.
Yeah. So
Let's go with that then.
Let's have the Josie Altidore Appreciation Society. I mean, I'm not going to lie, that does beat Donald Love. Pretty bad start there, Ant, if you think that Donald Love's our worst player in the last decade.
I thought we were meant to be
That's a funny way to say Jack Rodwell, not going to lie.
Oh, yes!
Yeah.
About him.
Mr. Big Guns.
Hey, but you can't give him, I think Rodwell, though, goes beyond sort of the realms of an ironic joke and just becomes an awful person, so he can't
really want to go into any this season because I've kind of forgot about this season already. So
yeah, I also unconsciously suppress anything that happens this season. So
sorry
yeah,
for listening as well, Don. You're doing well for Shrewsbury, mate.
Anyway, let's get started then. So what we're going to do, I'll say question one, and then most of these will be multiple choice. We'll go for an answer from the ROKER RAPPORT team first, the Don Love Appreciation Society, and then from the Josie Altidores, and then we'll rotate each time. So let's just get the show on the road. Let's not delay any further. Question one, I'm going to start with the Don Lovers. Who scored Sunderland's first goal of the decade? Is it A, Bolo Zenden, B, Steed Malbronk, C, Darren Bent, or D, Kenwyn Jones? Who scored Sunderland's first goal of the decade, lads?
I'm guessing. I don't know.
Is there any clues like what game it was?
Lifelines? Anything? No, nothing like that. No. All I have are
He's giving you multiple choice.
All I have are Mr. Chapman's email.
Trying to think who you played on New Year's Day.
Was it not Jones against Portsmouth?
I
don't know for certain. That's a guess.
Deep in thought of the lads.
So Yeah, do you know who?
I can practically see the cogs in Johnny's brain whirring away here.
No.
Okay, so
No,
this was.
I'd have been drunk that day.
It's Bent is an obvious choice.
Go on, if you want to go Ben, you go Ben. Yeah.
Darren Bent, is that your answer? Option C, Darren Bent.
Yes.
Final answer?
Go for it.
Okie doke, I'll throw the same question now to the Altidores. What do we think?
Well, my option was going to be Darren Bent.
What
Yeah.
were the other options?
You have A. Bolo Zenden, B. Steed Malbronk, C. Darren Bent, or D. Kenwyn Jones for Sunderland's first goal of the decade.
So do we have to pick a different one? Or we...
No, you can pick the same one if you want.
Let's
Let's
go with Bent. Let's play the averages.
Yeah,
Darren
sounds
Bent?
good to me.
You are both incorrect. So the correct answer was B. Steed Malbronk, who scored against Barrow in a 3-0 win on the turn of the decade. Yeah.
On the turn of the decade, I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
I can't really remember life back then.
That's fair enough.
That's my
yeah.
excuse.
I mean, I think I was. How old was I?
I just turned
No, I
18.
think I was 15. So yeah, same to be honest. But I wouldn't have got this one.
This is when I'm going to sound old now because I was in my 20s.
Hoppa.
And I was at that game.
Hey, I'm still
I was
mental. I'm still mentally 15, so it's all good.
Malbrook
Like,
scored and Fraser Campbell got 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
that's actually a good memory. That would have served
Well
you very.
done, JJ.
That would have served you very well 15 seconds ago. Anyway, question number 2. We'll start with the Altidores for this one. Who was Sunderland's first permanent signing of the decade? Their first permanent signing was it A. Paulo da Silva, B. Matt Kilgallen, C. Michael Turner, or D. Martin Fulop?
Matt Kilgallen.
Was that Matt Kilgallen?
Believe my teammate. 100%.
Good stuff. Putting
I
faith
have
in
his
Phil.
back
Thanks for the support.
100% anytime.
Okay, we'll see how that turns out for you. Let's go for the ROKER report, lads.
Phil seemed confident in Matt Kilgallen.
Matt Skillgallen, yeah.
You're both correct. It was Matt Kilgallen. So,
done, Phil.
Lauren, you were right to put your faith in your team. Well done, Phil. That'll be 1 each. The ROKER report, lads, piggybacking there off the of the conviction of Phil Smith. Yeah. Question 3. Up to and including Phil Parkinson, can you name the permanent managers in charge of Sunderland this decade? You get a point for the team that can name the most. Every permanent manager.
So we start with us.
So we'll take one from each team as we go.
Okay. Brucey.
Bruce is 1. So that's 1 point for the Don Love team. Let's go for the others.
Jack Ross.
Jack Ross is 1. Yep.
This again, isn't it?
O'Neill.
Canio.
Mark.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Got to pick one. You can't have 2.
Which one would you
Go on, go on,
Okay,
go on,
we'll go
yeah.
for DeCanio because what Anthony said that first.
DeCanio.
Well, we'll go for Martin O'Neill then.
Martin O'Neill, yep. May as well. I've just given you it. Yep.
Gus Poyet.
Poyet is 1.
Advocar.
Advocat.
Simon Grayson.
Simon Grayson.
Chris Coleman.
Chris Coleman.
Sam Allardyce.
Sam Allardyce.
Why can't I remember anything?
David Moyes.
David
Because you
Moyes.
don't want to remember David.
Yeah, I
Moyes.
blacked that one out. It just
And
didn't
that brings,
occur.
and that's precisely that. So currently we are both tied on points. We've got every manager that round. Not the hardest question, I don't think, but brings up some nasty memories, of course. Question 4, we'll start with the Altidores. Can you name every front of shirt sponsor this decade for Sunderland? A point for the team that can name the most. Every single sponsor that's sat on the front of the shirt, just below the crest. Start with the Altidores.
Tombola.
Tombola is 1.
What's that on your top? Bet Duck.
Better. Johnny sat there with one of them on, of course, just for context. Yep.
I'm trying to go through my shirts at home, which is doing us no favours because
We've had Bet Dak, and what was the first one you said?
Tombola.
Tombola, yep. I don't know why I'm doing that when there's no timer.
Right. Get your head on. Didn't help.
I honestly cannot remember any
Trying to
of those
inspire
sponsors.
myself, and it just took us nowhere.
Oh, you're pretty good with Tombola and Bet Dak. We had sort of like either end of the decade there, so there's still a few in the middle that we haven't chosen.
The one that I know is fake, well, not fake, but was definitely when I was a child, was Reg Vardy, and it's the only one that's in my head, and I know it's not the correct answer.
No.
Don't take it as an answer.
I won't.
Don't take it
No.
as an answer.
I was about to pounce on that one, but I
No,
won't.
don't take it as an answer. It's Christmas. If you were a shirt sponsor, who would you be?
I'm trying to. I don't even remember like the looks of the kits. I'm having a complete mind blank. Pass on this one. Take a guess.
Yeah.
Name a company.
Name a company.
Bet 365.
Is incorrect, I'm afraid. They did sponsor Stoke City, who obviously
Yeah, I
have a
was
very similar.
Naming
similar-
random bookmates.
Invest in Africa.
Invest in Africa as
Oh,
well.
good
God,
shout,
yeah.
JJ.
Yeah, Bidvest, yep.
There's one more.
Oh, the lads gonna go. The lads could really capitalise here.
Alphabet.
Daffabet is one.
Is there another?
What's this?
There are two more.
This season's one, but I can't remember what the hell it is. Is it the cancer one?
Correct.
Well
There we
done.
go. You salvaged something for your
Sorry,
team
I've
there,
got-
Lauren.
Called back some ground.
Anyway, back to the
tried.
lads.
Trying to remember, just like going through the managers. So, because we had Bidfest for a long time.
There is one more, and if anyone wants to get it, they can just jump in for it. As a clue, we're talking. This would be the first sponsor of the decade, the very first one. It was in its. It was
Boyle
in
Sports.
Boyle Sports. Yeah.
I thought
Boyle-
Tom Bowler was the first, actually. I
No,
didn't
Boyle
realise that.
Sports ran until 2010, so like just it sort of like came to its end just as.
We put up a valiant fight there, I
Yeah,
think.
Yeah,
you did well to get some
was
point
ver-
from nowhere.
Very bitterly contested. Anyway, over to the Donald Love Appreciation Society for question 5. Which Sunderland player scored the first hat-trick of the decade? Was it A. Fraser Campbell, B. Darren Bent, C. Jermaine Defoe, or D. Chris Maguire? The first hat-trick of the decade. I've been staring at Johnny's thinking face about 20 minutes now.
I'm going to say Defoe, I'm not sure.
Hasn't
I
broken it
think
once.
it is Darren Bent.
You think it's Darren Bent?
Yes.
Okay. That's what you think, is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I tell us your final answer, Johnny?
Yes.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm just messing with you. Okay. Out the doors.
What was the options again, please?
The options were Fraser Campbell for A, Darren Bent B, Jermaine Defoe C, Chris Maguire D.
Well,
I'd put it between.
Ben definitely scored one, but I'm wonder whether that was at the start of the 2009-10 season or whether it was after. So it's definitely
Certainly
him
a
or
point worth
Defoe.
considering.
Yeah, that's what I would have said.
So we can either gamble and go with Defoe and try and get a point back, or we can play safe and go with Darren Bent.
Trust your instinct. I'll go with you.
We'll gamble. We'll go with Defoe.
Defoe is wrong. The correct answer was Darren Bent.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
That's
my
okay.
bad.
That's
So
okay.
that is going to be a point for Don Love. Anyway, he didn't get many, bless him. So you know it's good that he's getting them
Not
now.
free against us, though. So.
That's true. Yeah. Anyway, question 6. Who scored for Sunderland in the 118th minute to beat Chelsea 2-1 in the 2014 League Cup 5th round to set up a semi-final clash with Man United back in 2014? Out the doors, was it A. Fabio Borini, B. Ki Sung-young, C. Craig Gardner, or D. Emmanuel Giaccherini?
Key.
I would have said Key.
Key?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
Key is indeed correct. That's a point to both teams. Ki Sung-young did indeed score to put us through to the next round against Man United. Anyhow, question 7. During Jermaine Defoe's time on Wearside, which team did he score his 150th Premier League goal against? Was it A. Bournemouth, B. Leicester City, C. West Brom, or D. Hull? During Jermaine Defoe's time on Wearside, which team did he score his 150th Premier League goal against?
well, I know. Yeah, it's Hull.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, doke.
I'm going to guess Hull as well then.
Yeah.
Hull is absolutely correct. Jobs are good.
It was my birthday, so I remember that goal. It was the first home win of the season in November. That's really
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it. Like, well, that's it, wasn't it? 'Cause it was there was like that massive joke when we first went down with Grayson that we'd won a game before August was finished or whatever it was.
yeah.
That absolute.
Turned out well that season.
It turned out tremendously, as of the subsequent seasons after it. So you know, it's just all fantastic, isn't it? Question 8: Who managed Sunderland for the most Premier League games this decade?
Working
Sorry,
backwards.
sorry, I didn't give you your options. I did.
No.
I didn't give you your options.
That was a guessy one.
No, A is Martin O'Neill, B is Gus Poyet, and C is Steve Bruce. Who managed Sunderland for the most Premier League games this decade? O'Neill, Poyet, or Bruce?
I'd have said O'Neill, I think.
I don't think it'll be Bruce, will it? Because he didn't have that long.
No.
So it's between O'Neill, who came in. O'Neill pretty much had 2 seasons.
Poyet didn't.
So yeah, let's go Martin O'Neill.
Yeah.
Martin O'Neill, lads.
Bruce was there until November 2011.
Again, a very good memory that sadly doesn't benefit you here.
So I'm just thinking like how many games you can have in that time.
It's half a season and a half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Poyet
O'Neill
was-
had nearly a year and a half as well. And I don't think it's Gus Poyet.
Okay.
Shall we go Bruce to be different?
Let's be different. Let's go Steve Bruce.
So O'Neill and Bruce, you are both wrong. The correct answer was Gus Poyet. He had the most games of all three. Yeah.
We were just adamant that it wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Well,
Gussie.
no.
Oh, he had that cup run as well, didn't he? So like they've had a few
Yeah.
more games because of that.
Poyet's games in all competitions over 1.5 seasons effectively puts him just ahead of O'Neill and ahead of Bruce, who, as Phil correctly identified there, didn't have an awful lot of time after the turn of the decade. So I'm afraid you both fell trapped to that one. Question 9. Who were Sunderland's opponents for Sam Allardyce's last Premier League game as manager? Was it A, Watford, B, Chelsea, C, Everton, or D, Crystal Palace? Who were Sunderland's opponents for Sam Allardyce's last Premier League game as manager?
Is this for us?
Well, did you guys start? Oh, no, yeah, that's for you, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to say Watford.
Watford, okay.
Yeah, it was Watford.
Watford.
It was indeed Watford. That's a point to both teams. It was finished 2-2 in his last game of, I believe, that season, but I could be wrong. I don't quite remember. Question 10. Can you name the 4 former Sunderland players to appear in the Champions League final squads this decade? A point for the team that gets the most. Can you name 4 Sunderland players to appear in Champions League final squads this decade? I'm going to just open this one at the floor. Just feel free to jump in when you can think of a player.
Jordan Henderson.
Jordan Henderson is 1. So that'll be 1 for the Altidores.
It's good. Who's been in the Champions League final?
Nothing from Don Love, who's stumbling in possession there.
In the squad or
Just in the squad, yeah.
Mignolet?
Mignolet is 1. You're missing 2. There are 2 more you can go for.
That's what normally happens when you name 2 and there's 2 left.
Oh yeah, they say that. Oh, sorry guys.
Who's been in the Champions League final? Okay. we don't have any.
There's one that you could very reasonably get, and there's one I'd be very surprised if you got. I'll give you 30 seconds
None
on
of our
this one.
players played for Real Madrid, so take them out.
There's,
No Barcelona.
Danny Welbeck.
Danny Welbeck is not 1.
Marcus Alonso.
Marcus Alonso was not 1 either.
Wes Brown.
Wes Brown, nope.
Josie Altidore?
Donald Love.
You may as well go for it.
John
But no,
Pickford.
sadly not.
Barini. Jermaine Lenz.
All no. None of those. If I give you the teams they were in and the year they appeared in, would that be a sufficient couple of clues? One of them was Spurs in 2019, one of them was Inter Milan in 2010.
Danny Rose.
Danny Rose. Oh,
That was a tie.
that was. I'm giving you both the point for that one.
What
That
was
was
the other one?
the other one
Inter
was
Milan.
Inter Milan in 2010.
Supplementary.
Sulimentari is correct. Well done, Phil.
How were the lads?
What a choice.
No, hell of a one that. Question 11. What player made the most appearances for Sunderland in the Premier League this decade? Start with Altidore. A. John O'Shea, B. Lee Cattermole, C. Seb Larson, or D. Phil Bardsley. Which player made the most appearances for Sunderland in the Premier League this decade?
It definitely won't be Cattermole because of his injuries.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. What were the other 3? Bardsley, O'Shea.
Bardsley,
Larson.
O'Shea, and Larson. Yeah, who made the most appearances for Sunderland in the Premier League?
John O'Shea was very rarely off the pitch.
I would strongly guess O'Shea because the only time I think we've not been in the team was Kone and Kabul
Yeah.
for that one season. So I would guess.
I'd
let's
guess
go
O'Shea
John
as well.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go with that.
Lads,
I'd probably say that as well, actually.
would you?
I mean, I would. What do you think, Anthony?
To be honest, I was leaning more towards Larson, but
Yeah, he does also.
he's played loads, hasn't he? But so, to be fair, Bardsley had a few.
That's interesting.
He was pretty much ever present, wasn't he, when he was playing? When he played, but was
Bardsley
he
never
here
missed
long
a
enough? I'm gonna. It's up to you. You've been like spot on so far, like, so.
I think to make it more interesting, we should do a different answer. But no, I think it's O'Shea.
You think it's O'Shea? You think correctly. It was indeed John O'Shea with 189 appearances, more so than his 3 colleagues. So that is 1 point to both teams. Question 12. Sunderland scored 30 consecutive penalties between 2011 and 2018. Which player scored the 30th penalty in March 2018? Was it A. Lyndon Gooch, B. Aidan McGeady, C. Lewis Grabban, or D. George Honeyman? Which player scored our 30th penalty in that run of 30 consecutive penalties scored between 2011 and 2018?
That's their question.
Is it? Oh,
is that a
right.
question?
Oh, yeah.
When was March 2018?
What?
Lewis Grabban had already left.
Wasn't
by that
Lewis
point,
grabbing?
because he went to Villa. Judas. Who else we got? Gooch.
Gooch, McGeady, Grabban, and Honeyman. Those are your 4 choices.
Tony were never taking a penalty.
Did McGeady or Gooch, innit?
Yeah, must be.
Was it March? We would have gone. It would have been pretty much coincident of relegation then as well, wouldn't we?
Yeah. I don't
think McGeady was playing under Coleman, was he?
So I'd say
it's Gooch.
Lyndon Gooch.
Lyndon Gooch?
We'll go Gooch.
Gooch, doke.
I think it probably is Gooch.
I was going with that process of elimination because it seemed intelligent.
Yeah.
Seemed intelligent,
Yeah.
but it was the wrong answer. The correct answer was Aidan McGeady.
Really,
Was it?
Yeah, who scored now a 4-1 win away to Derby in that sort of like weird outlier of a game. That
I mean, everyone just wants to forget that season. So just,
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, in one of the very few occasions that McGeady did play under Coleman, he scored in that game. So yeah, I believe the only time he scored under Coleman was in the 3-3 draw at Bristol City. I don't know. Again, that wasn't a question.
Yeah, you're the one with the answers, so
That's true.
I
Yeah,
don't know why you know this.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, question 13: which player received the most red cards during the 2017-18 season? Was it A. Lee Cattermole, B. Johnny Williams, C. Mark Wilson, or D. Jake Clark-Salter? Who received the most red cards during that season?
Jake Clark-Salter had 2. Who were the other 3, sorry?
You had Cattermole, Johnny Williams, and Mark Wilson.
I remember Cattermole getting sent off against Wolves away, but I don't remember any others. I would guess at Jake Clark-Salter.
Yeah, I would have
Got you back 100%.
Jake Clark-Salter.
Jake Clark-Salter is correct, yeah. He had 2 red cards. Mark Wilson and Lee Cattermole had 1 each, and Williams, well, he was never really fit, did he? Hardly ever played. Yeah, didn't really play enough to actually get one, so yeah.
Mark Wilson got sent off, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did once, on literally 1 occasion. Question 14. Can you name the 7 players to have scored for and against Sunderland at the Stadium of Light this decade? A point for the team that gets the most. We'll open that one up to the floor. Can you name 7 players who have scored for and against Sunderland at the Stadium of Light this decade?
Lewis Graben.
Lewis Graben is obviously one.
Mine. That was
Benty. I call him Benty. It's not me.
Benty.
Benty, what?
Darren Bent's not Benty. I don't like
Well, I mean, I'll give you 1 point and another point for obviously referring to his commonly associated nickname of Benty. You know? And that really, you get 1 point for that one, I'm joking. So yeah, Graben and Bent, 2 very obvious ones, of course. Any others?
In the decade.
In the decade, yeah.
That's the whole point of the quiz, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Buying time, I like it.
Just stretch that out a little bit.
Taking the ball at the corner flag there.
Wiping it with my t-shirt as I go.
Is Jermaine Defoe one?
Jermaine Defoe is not one, no.
Oh.
David Miller.
David Miller is not one.
Good shout, though.
Craig Gardner.
Craig Gardner isn't one either.
Seb Larson.
Seb Larson is not one.
He would never.
I know he scored.
No.
He just couldn't do that to us. He really couldn't.
Set us down.
Danny Welbeck?
Danny Welbeck is not one either,
Phil
no.
Bardsley.
Phil Bardsley, nope.
He did score an own goal against us, which does count.
Maybe on a technicality, Johnny, I could give that, but it's not on my list of answers, so I'm afraid I
We're doing
can't.
well so far. We've got 1, 2, haven't we? Two
Two of the 7, yeah. Well, again, I'll give you 30 more seconds, and then we'll move swiftly on. I'll
so
give you the
many
answers.
players.
Yeah.
There's almost too many.
Can we have a clue, please, Alex?
I'll give you 2 of them. Well, no, I'll give you 3 possible ones that might help you. One of them, when he scored for us, played for Crystal Palace. 1 played for Man United, and
Connor
1 played
Wickham.
for Wigan. Connor Wickham is 1, yes.
Twice, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we started booing him for some stupid reason. So he didn't celebrate, and then we started booing him.
So one of these players, when he played for us, obviously, and then he played for Man United as well when he scored against us. And the other one
O'Shea.
played for Wigan when he scored against us.
John O'Shea?
John O'Shea is not one, no.
Wes Brown.
Wes Brown, nope.
Oh, what's his... Oh, no, that's not...
United and Wigan are the other 2 who've scored for and against us. One of them scored against us very early on in the decade when he played for Wigan. He's Spanish.
Jordi Gomez.
Jordi Gomez is correct.
I don't remember that happening, but okay.
And the other one, I'll give you 1 more.
Man United.
Played for Man United. He played for us under David Moyes.
Darren Gibson.
Is wrong.
Januzaj.
Januzaj is correct.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
I was about to say
So the
that
other
then.
2, we'll move on from there. The other 2 were Stephen Fletcher when he played for Wolves and when he played for Man City. So yeah, that's well,
So
like,
6.
yeah. But, hang on, there's one more, isn't there? Is there one more? No, that was a lot. No, because yeah, we've said a lot there, I believe. So yeah, we'll say 6 though, yeah, just for dignity's sake. Question 15. Sunderland reached Wembley 3 times this decade, but which game had the highest attendance? Is it A, Man City, B, Portsmouth, or C, Charlton? I believe we'll start with the Don Love team for this one. Which one had the highest attendance?
I think it's B.
I think it is B too.
You think it's Portsmouth?
It's where City didn't sell out their end when we played City, and we didn't sell out our end when we played Charlton. So that process of elimination, I'm saying B.
Well, there's some interesting logic behind that. Of course, you are putting the Checkatrade Trophy final as the one with the highest attendance, but we'll see how that bodes for your team.
I think we're in a position where we just have to gamble now.
Trust you.
Let's just gamble and go for the League Cup final.
League
Go
Cup
on then.
final. The correct answer was Portsmouth. With an attendance of 85,021, it was marginally higher than Man City's, which was 84,697, and somewhere higher than the Charlton game, which was 76,165.
Despite the horse trying to put us off there as well.
Yeah.
Really? Check the trade trophy, yeah?
Well, I've got to play devil's advocate, you know. It's just entertaining for me, if nothing else. Question 16. Earlier this year, Coventry edged Sunderland in a 9-goal thriller at the Stadium of Light. But can you name the other fixture at the Stadium of Light this decade to have 9 goals as well? So earlier this year, Coventry edged Sunderland in a 9-goal thriller. But can you name the other fixture this decade to have 9 goals in it as well? I'll open this one up the floor.
I mean, I can, but I don't know if it's only league games.
It can be... It's any competitive fixture we've taken part in.
Okay. Exeter City.
What was the score?
6-3.
Correct.
That was the only game
the only
DeCanio
We
won.
tried. We tried.
I think I was actually there for that. I don't even remember it.
It's still-
I definitely missed that one. I can't even
I'll be honest,
begin
folks,
to
it's
remember.
still very close. So, question 17. Sunderland famously beat Newcastle 6 consecutive times in this decade, but what was the combined score in those games? Back to the floor. What was the combined score across all of the games, the overall aggregate of every single game in the 6 in a row? Might need some fast maths here.
That's not what I'd do.
I've got a pencil and some paper for some working out if I want.
I'm leaning on
I'm
Phil
going to
here.
go 14-2.
14-2. Lads, is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final
I
guess.
trust you. Trust you.
So it's only the 6 victories, or does it include, like,
The 6 wins. It's the 6 in a row.
just the 6 games? Okay.
Just 6.
The
You know, the
6 in a
time we
row.
beat Newcastle 6 times.
Can you
Yeah, I
remember
was gonna
that
say, 'cause,
time we
like,
beat
there was
Newcastle
another
6
game
times?
that-
Yeah.
Thinking there was another
Tell you
game
what, man,
that-
I love this, Johnny. I love how you like effortlessly
Sterling.
recalled Steed Malbronx scoring against Barrow, but the 6 in a row, that has somehow escaped you.
13-1.
Is correct. It is indeed 13-1.
Because I said that because, like, that season we drew 1-1, and I was going to, like, for some reason I almost included
Is that where you got 14-2 from? You put the 1-1 in.
No, I'm just crap with maths.
It's 13-1, yeah. Which is really embarrassing if you're a Newcastle fan.
Yeah, the only goal from them came from Matthew Debucci in the 2-1 win, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I've not got that in front of me, so I've just got to take
When
my
they
word
did the
for it.
dart song, didn't they? Da, 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 and it was really shit.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, they did.
Question 18. Which manager was in charge for fewest games at Sunderland? Was it A, Paolo Di Canio, B, Dick Advocat, or C, Simon Grayson? Out the doors.
Paolo Di Canio.
Di Canio?
Yeah.
Sure.
In the Netflix documentary, it says...
Hang on. I'm not finished checking off the shoe yet.
Okay.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm just wondering.
Just try to put us off.
No, I'm going to stick with Di Canio.
Gonna stick by your
Yeah,
guns?
we are, yeah.
Okay, doke.
See, it says in the Netflix doc, it says that Dick Grayson was the shortest reigning manager. So I
Okay.
don't know. Like, but
Okay.
I'm sure DiCanio had less games than he did.
Whatever you think, Johnny.
What do you think?
Well, if it says on Netflix that he's the shortest manager, then they're either wrong or
Yeah, I thought it was incorrect.
badly
like.
wrong. I thought
Netflix can't
when
be
the
wrong.
questions came, I thought it was Grayson, but DiCanio had a
Yeah.
little bit of a season, then he had pretty much half of one, didn't he? He came in
Yeah.
February, I believe.
Like 13 games or something.
It's an interesting rationale there, boys. I won't lie to you. I do, of course, reserve all personal judgments, but
Simon Grayson.
it's wrong. The correct answer was Paolo Di Canio.
I think Grayson was the shortest in terms
As a
of
point for
days,
Josie, yeah.
but because Di Canio had a full summer.
Yes.
Question 19. How many consecutive seasons did Sunderland beat Man City 1-0 this decade? Open that to the floor. In how many consecutive seasons did Sunderland beat Man City 1-0 in the decade?
3.
I'll give you a little time to think about this one, guys. 3? Are we going to go with 3 for this one? Are we adamant with 3?
You give us a really odd look.
Would you swear by 3, Phil?
I wouldn't swear by it, but
No?
I thought it was like a
think
speed
it's
round, so I just
4.
like dove in.
4.
You think it's
No,
4?
we think it's 4, yeah.
So final answers, 3 and 4?
4.
3. Yes, 3.
The correct answer was 4.
Not 3 was what I meant to say.
Penalty, G, Connor Wickham and Phil Bardsley.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. I'm just sticking like when did Wickham score? But yeah.
Connor Wickham actually did score in the game in the 5th season to make it 1-1, but then we went on to lose 4-1 in that season.
Typical.
Yeah, because good things don't
Oh, I
last.
remember that because that was when like Aguero had like one of the best games I've ever seen.
Got applauded often.
I was meant to be fair. And we were
No.
understandably terrible, yeah. Question 20. How many loan players were included in Sunderland's squad, including substitutes for the 2014 League Cup final defeat to Manchester City? And can you name them? A point for each one you get right. How many loan players were included in Sunderland's squad, including substitutes for the 2014 League Cup final defeat to Manchester City? And can you name them? There are 5 to choose from, including loanees.
What's this, just open to the floor? Or?
Open to the floor, yeah, just jump in.
Key,
Key is 1,
Barini,
Barini is another.
Marcus Alonso.
Is a 3rd. Phil's cleaning up here, he's cleaning house.
It was like loan players that season.
Loan,
Was one of them the lone goalkeeper we had who played against Hull?
no.
I can't remember his name now.
Lastari? No.
Starry, that was it, yeah.
Saved a penalty at once.
Yeah.
Januzaj?
Nope.
Oh, thank goodness. What an awful player he was.
Used to.
5 loan players.
Yeah, we've got, well, no, 5 players
Too
including
bad.
substitutes. Sorry, yeah, loan players.
Ignacio Scotcho?
Is not one, no.
No. Didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah, we did buy him.
Yeah, he was permanent, I think.
Permanent insofar as he was there for like 3 minutes and then left. 2 more.
So I've named probably the most recognisable players.
Yeah, definitely. Although, well, no, there's a 4th who's an absolute national treasure that you've missed off the list. But you know,
Okay.
Was that the clue?
that was pretty much a clue. Yeah. You can't. Come on. He was like the like most sort of like infamous Poyet signing just for how ridiculous he was. A fellow South American defender.
Oh, the Angelari.
No,
No.
that was not
Virginia?
Poyet.
Brucey side.
Virginia is correct. Well done, Phil.
Oh,
Well
Virginia,
done.
yes.
Proper wipe the floor there.
We've got one more, another defender, not quite as well known, very obscure signing made by Defanti.
Could be anyone.
Oh, wow. Take your
Rebege.
No, he was from Trabzonspor.
Saluchka.
Correct.
So it's
1
good
point for the
shout.
for the
Good
Donald
shout.
Appreciation Society. Saluska is correct. Oh, I've made a mistake here. I've done my tally chart wrong. It's all right. I'll fix that as we go on.
Oh, maths.
Quest-
All right, teacher.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not good, is it? Question 21. Victor Anichebe made the headlines after Sunderland lost 1-0 at West Ham in 2016, but what was the reason why? First person to quickly articulate the answer wins.
Yeah, I know this one. He put on Twitter, say something like...
Can you tweet something like?
I'm going to give it to Phil because that's exactly what he said.
Is that what he said? Oh.
He said, can you tweet something like, unbelievable support yesterday, beaten by the lads, hard result to take, but we go again.
We go
Prefaced by
again.
the statement, can you tweet something
That's
like...
the only one I've known for sure. It was
Yeah.
still wrong.
You tried.
To be fair to them though, like I thought it was a decent tweet. Like if you were
Yeah.
tweeting getting somebody else to tweet something,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
a perfectly reasonable
Yeah.
tweet. You know what
Good
I mean?
PR.
Yeah, it's not
can
his
you-
fault.
It was like, can you tweet something like this? Very reasonable.
yeah.
You know, bless him.
Can you please tweet a very measured and like
Yeah.
reasonable feedback after this game? But obviously he's been made to look like a right cart horse because whoever his PR bloke was has totally hoid him under the bus. But fantastic memory anyway.
Always proofread. Always proofread.
Always proofread,
We won
yeah.
the week after and he did exactly the same
He
thing.
did, but as a
Obviously,
joke, yeah. I was about to say the extra trivia there for those who don't remember.
Banter.
From the halcyon Twitter days of David Moyes' Sunderland. But the week after we beat Bournemouth 2-1, and Anichebe deliberately then put, can you put something like, and then explain how we smashed them.
Well, he was genuinely brilliant for about a month after that, playing as like a weird sort of left winger.
Yeah,
kind
he
of
was
thing.
like this like left winger target man, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Sort of like, it
he was actually
strange.
really good for about a month after that, and then just
All just stopped, didn't it?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Still
Anyway,
available on a free now if you're still listening, Phil.
He's still
in the job.
he's still commenting on like every Sunland Instagram
Does,
post.
it's very cute.
Yeah, he wants a trial. Bring
Big
him
Vic.
home.
Tell you what,
Bring him home,
tell you what
Victor.
though, and this is a completely side point, but one thing that like I wouldn't, if we brought him back, right, and he was like never injured, he'd be unreal. But I couldn't tolerate that voice in like interviews. It really creeps us out.
It's the funniest thing I've ever
It's
heard
like
in my life.
I've never heard like a voice sound so like leathery. Like I don't know. I can't even
Like
describe
buttery
it.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it's very soft,
Because
but very not.
he's like this big, giant, powerful man, but like he's got like a really like soft sort of like, I don't know. Oh no,
I love it. I love it. Everyone
Yeah.
should hear that in their life at least
No,
once.
I agree, but only for like a character building experience.
Oh
than
yeah,
anything
yeah.
else,
Just
you
change
know.
who you are by listening to it.
Oh, definitely. Like
Yeah.
I finished the interview that I heard as a different man than when I started it.
100% me too.
Yeah, as a different man.
As a different man,
Yeah,
yes,
of
a small
course.
man.
Brilliant. Right. Anyway, question 22. Who did Josh Madger score his first brace against? Was it A. Rochdale, B. Scunthorpe, C. Gillingham, or D. Barnsley? We'll go for the Don Love team. What do we think, lads? His first brace.
That was.
Rochdale Maguire got one. He definitely got one.
Roger did get 2, but I don't know if it was his first brace.
Well, that was early on in the season. Like it was quite early, wasn't it?
Mm.
I'm happy to say Rochdale if you think it's Rochdale.
Yeah.
Do you both? Do you feel like
Yeah,
you both
yeah.
conferred appropriately?
Yes.
Now, remember, boys, if one of you is wrong, the other will hate you. That's very important to remember.
If we win, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I think
Alder does.
Rochdale as well.
Yeah?
I have his back 100%. We're going for Rochdale.
I don't doubt your unwavering support of Phil, Lauren. I really
It's a
don't.
bit like Sunland.
Yeah, no matter what. But yeah, the answer was Rochdale, so that's a point for both. Question 23. In Stuart Donald's attempt to change the music at Stadium of Light, which song did the lads enter the pitch to? In his attempt to change the music, what was the song that the lads entered the pitch to? Again, open that to the floor.
God.
So did he change it or something? Or
In his attempt to change the music.
Game
It was
last
one
It was
game.
one game,
wasn't
yeah. It didn't obviously go down
Awful.
perfectly, but it went down regardless.
Was it Avicii?
It was not Avicii.
Darn.
I wasn't here for the first game, so I don't know.
No, it was last season.
No, it was like
After the game
midway
last
through. They
season,
changed
yeah.
Charlie's to something else. And not really my genre, to be honest.
Well, there wasn't many people's by the
that's
like
a very
how
fair
it turns
point,
out, yeah.
What genre? Can we have a clue, please? boss?
It was along the same kind of lines as what they've got now, but it was much cheesier.
Yeah, it was like quite far removed from the Prodigy, a lot cheesier, a lot lighter, you would say. I don't know. Like again, I'm not very good at like describing music.
No, that's why I
Yeah.
don't embarrass myself in front of in front of everyone.
That's all right. 'Cause I'm fully. I'll have to do it if you don't, Phil. So it's all good. I don't know. Are we both stumped on this one?
Just a further clue, please.
Further clue, yeah. How can I give? I don't know how to give a clue for this one.
Commit.
That wasn't very good.
Try again.
I can't do it.
Happier.
Sorry.
Happier. That's
No,
just-
no, 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 no.
I've been thinking.
No, how can I? Do 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 do.
That sounds like Uptown
Blank
Funk.
date.
It's not Uptown Funk, mine, is it?
It's not Uptown Funk, you're right. It was not Uptown Funk. That would have been incredible.
Blind date.
No.
Commit again, please, Alex. I'm really into getting this question correctly and not making you look like a
I'm
fool
ready to
at
make
all.
just here to watch me suffer here. Do 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 do. That's so much.
Hey, Connor, if you're listening, get that soundbite and put it on the stadium.
Don't,
the next
please
game,
don't,
please.
Connor. Don't. Just that. Just me feebly.
Oh. It's got that man in.
Yeah. David Guetta, and the song is
With-
called.
Work hard, play hard.
Yes,
That's
play.
it.
I'll give you play hard. There we are. I'm giving you that one.
That is really impressive.
I'm gonna- actually,
I really put a lot of work into that.
Yeah, you really did. I was
Alex.
even debating the bonus point for like deciphering my attempt at like, but no, yeah. Well, you know what? I'm on a personal note, I'm just glad that impression didn't totally go to waste.
No, it really helped. Thank
Well,
you.
you're very welcome. Question 24. Can you name the missing players from Sunderland's Checkatrade final starting lineup? John McLaughlin, Luke O'Nien, blank. Jack Baldwin, Tom Flanagan, blank. Aidan McGeady, George Honeyman, blank. Lee Catamole, Will Grigg. There are 3 missing players. Can you fill in the gaps? Open that one to the floor.
Denver Hume.
Denver Hume is not one.
Brian Oviedo.
Is not one either.
Reece James.
Is one, yes. Reece James is indeed one.
Can you read them out again?
I can.
Sorry.
So you got John McLaughlin, Luke O'Nine, missing player. Jack Baldwin, Tom Flanagan, missing player. Aidan McGeady, George Honeyman, missing player. Lee Catamole, Will Grigg.
Max Power.
Is not one.
Oh no, he came on.
Linda Gooch.
Is not one either.
Charlie White.
Nope.
He came on as well.
I'm just guessing players now.
He came on
So
with
we've named all the
assist.
subs. All the subs have come
We've
on.
got Reece James so far. But we need 2 more.
Adam Matthews.
Nope.
Are they still here? These players.
These players. One of them is.
Connor. What's his surname?
Conor McLaughlin.
Dylan McGee.
Yeah.
Wasn't here.
Conor McLaughlin, he wasn't he? Last season, was he?
This season, didn't he?
Yeah.
Thanks for your help, Johnny.
Anyway.
Grant Ledbetter.
Is one, yes. Ledbetter. And then we've got one more.
What about him?
It would have been. Was Maguire there? Is he already there?
He didn't start. That.
Didn't start. The other lad was on loan.
Lewis Morgan.
Is correct.
Oh, I forgot about him.
How's he doing? Anybody know?
He's doing
I don't know.
alright.
He's probably doing
He's doing
okay,
alright,
yeah. I mean, he could comfortably turf League One for Celtic, so I presume he's doing all right.
He would probably get in our team at the moment, I think is fair to say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad shout. It's quite a safe one, really. Not the hottest take going, I don't think.
Yeah,
But
well,
you're
that's
not
what
wrong.
they pay me for.
Question 25. We've got one more if there is going to be a tiebreaker, but we'll save this one for 25 for now. During Chris Coleman's appearance on Sunland Until I Die, a staff member from the Black Cat's house asked if he would like to take part in Secret Santa. What was his response? Closest to his actual quote will be the winner. The accent is optional.
Oh, I'd like to take part in that chocolate that you have there.
I was going to go for an Eddie Hearn. Go on then.
Was that your like gruff Southern Welsh accent, Johnny?
Try to do a Welsh accent, yeah.
Come on, Johnny.
It was yeah.
I can't do the accent, but yeah, he was probably like, he saw the chocolate and he was just like, oh, I want that. You know?
It was a tub of like miniature heroes or something. Wasn't
Yeah.
it? And it's
But,
like,
but what did he say, Phil? It was like whoever gets the closest to the exact quote will be the winner.
So did he say take part? Did he say, would you like to take part in Secret Santa?
Yeah, so a staff member asked him, would you like to take part in Secret Santa, and what was his response?
I'm going to go with something like, I'll have one of those chocolates.
I'm sure it was like, oh, I'd like to take part in that chocolate you've got over there.
It was something like that.
Yeah. Well, the exact quote was, oh, I tell you what, I'd like to take part in is having a taste of that chocolate.
Yeah.
So that'll be 1 point for Johnny, who was indeed the closest.
Yeah.
And 1 point taken off me for that attempt at an accent.
Thank you.
Never seen anyone get so excited over a Freddo.
I can confirm the Josie Altador Appreciation Society, you have finished this quiz with 25 points from 25 questions. The Don Love Appreciation Society, you have finished with 31 points from 25 questions. So you are our big winners for this year's Christmas quiz competition.
Yes.
Well, Johnny is, I didn't really contribute in
Yeah.
any shape or form.
I'm afraid all of your prizes are entirely immaterial because all I can offer you is a metaphorical pat on the back and just, the pride of knowing that you've won and you've won for the home team, which we don't see very often these days, of course, but it is
Saved
what it
our
is.
jobs for 6 months at least, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I suppose just for kicks we could do the last question, just so we've done them all. We may as well. We've got them all written down. The last one was, which sides did Sunderland beat in the Capital One Cup to set up a final clash with Manchester City in 2014? A point for the team that names the most. So in our route to the final in 2014, which teams did we beat along the way?
MK Dons.
Is one?
Exeter.
Nope.
We beat Exeter, must have been that. The 6-3 game I told you about, that was that run, I'm sure.
No, that was the season after because Defoe scored a hat-trick in that, didn't he? So
Oh, right, okay.
that was under Advocat.
Chelsea, Man United.
Yep. Two more. These teams were after we beat MK Dons and the team after this one. So that will have been the
Second round, well, third and fourth.
third and fourth round, yeah.
I don't think I really
the
paid
fourth
any
and fifth,
attention
sorry.
until the Chelsea
Southampton.
game.
One is Southampton, yeah, and what is the other? It's a team who
No, we got beat off.
they were at the time in League One and still are. So it's actually a team that we're now in the same division as and who recently beat us 3-0.
Peterborough.
Yeah, that's a nice little reminder of how far we've fallen. I thought, here I was thinking we could stay away from that today, but sadly not. Yeah, so that will be the end of the Christmas quiz for this year. So thank you for everyone who's listened. If you've played along at home and you scored more than either of our teams, then by all means feel free to comment on Twitter and Facebook and just let them know.
Give me a few comments.
Well, yeah, I mean, you never know. I feel like those questions, they weren't like ridiculously bad. But, like there were some like interesting ones in there. Like there was some when I was looking at these that I didn't know, like the Sully Montari one for the Champions League final. I wouldn't have got that one, but. Let's just park Sunland for now. Before we end up here, how are we going to be celebrating Christmas this year, guys? We'll start with you, Johnny.
The usual, have family round and just, just celebrate with the family.
Yeah.
Nothing too special, we just...
No, nothing too out of the ordinary, no. Just quite a conventional Christmas in the Goldsmith household. Mm-hmm. What about you, Ant?
Well, I'm at work, so I shall be spending it with some lovely workmates and, working.
Yeah, fair enough. Where'd you work?
I work for Durham County Council for the Care Connect service, which is like looking after the elderly and the vulnerable and stuff. So.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Phil, what about you?
Nothing fancy. Pretty excited about Gavin and Stacey this year, to be honest. So I'll be watching that with her.
Is it bad that I don't really follow that sort of hype for Gavin and Stacey Christmas
I
special?
don't either.
I don't know. That's okay.
Yeah, I quite like Gavin and Stacey.
I do, Phil. I'll be watching it on record probably on the 28th.
What about you, Lauren?
Getting merry with the family and the dog. That's it. Very standard Christmas.
Yeah, very, very sort of like traditional across the board there. I think we've all got our. I mean, I think I don't know what we're doing, to be honest. I think we're going out for our Christmas meal. We're going to the Ashbrook to Diego's for food.
Controversial.
Controversial, but fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, really good Diego's.
Very, very
Big fan.
good. Yeah,
good shout.
Finest place in Ashbrook. Not that there's many places in Ashbrook, but it's pretty decent. But yeah, so a very Merry Christmas to all listeners of the ROKER Report. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for those who have contributed and read and listened to all of our media outlets and tolerating us for this long. Obviously, it's never really brilliant being a Sunderland fan, even at the best of times, but we appreciate all the support we've received, regardless in, providing a nice cathartic digital support group for all the fans out there. So thank you very much for our contestants for coming in today. Thank you, Jonny and Ant.
Yeah, no worries.
No problem.
Yeah, and thank you, Lauren and Phil.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You are very welcome. Thank you very much. Good night and Merry Christmas to all. Yeah.